Good morning and Jai Hind to all. Saraswati Shishukunj Bagwala Board Sir English Medium. Friends, this is another new video of Standard 4th subject EVS. And student, as you know that you are learning in chapter number 16 and the chapter's name is A Busy Month. Students, in this chapter till this video you have studied about different nests of different birds. For example, one bird, the name of that bird is Indian robin. So this Indian robin's nest is soft and cozy because it is made from twigs, roots, wool, hair and cotton wool. So students, because of these things the Indian robin's nest is very soft and cozy. Then students, it is about crow. A crow builds its nest on top of a tree. Then a dove. A dove makes its nest of cactus plants or a mehndi hedge. Students, another bird is called sunbird. So this sunbird makes a nest that hangs from the branch of a small tree or a bush. Students, you also studied about the weaver bird. This weaver bird's nest is also very beautiful and soft. The female weaver bird, it looks at all the nest, chooses that one that she finds comfortable to lay eggs. So students, about these birds and about their nest, you have already studied in the online previous class. So students, in this video you have to learn some more things. Students, what you have to do, if there is a nest inside or around your house, students, you do not have to go near the nest and you also don't have to touch it. Students, if you touch the nest, what will happen? So the bird will not come to the nest again. So students, this is information about a nest. Then students, here I also want to show you one picture. Students, you can also see one picture here. Whose picture it is? It is a picture of a nest. Students, you can find that some eggs are there in this nest. And you can also observe that this nest is built on top of a tree. Students, you can guess that if this nest is built on top of a tree, so which bird's nest is there? So it is a nest of a crow, because a crow builds its nest on top of a tree. So students, you can observe a nest picture here. Students, by observing this picture, you have to note down the following things. Students, what you have to do, by observing that picture, you have to note down or you have to answer the questions that is already there in your textbook. So students, the first question is, where is the nest made? So students, as you can observe in this picture that the nest is made on one of the branches of the trees. So where it is made? It is made on one of the branches of the trees. Then students, the second question is, what is the nest made of? As you know that this is a nest of a crow. So the nest is made of dry bits of hay. Hay means grass. Then twigs and bits of wire. Because a crow builds its nest with many kinds of things like wood, grass, then twigs, and also it uses bits of wire. Students, the third number question is the nest ready or are the birds still making it? So students, the answer is the nest is ready because you can see eggs inside the nest. So what you can find in it? You can find some eggs also inside the nest. And also you can see that a small chick is inside it. And you can also find a small little chick inside the nest. Then students, the next number question is, can you recognize which bird has made the nest? So students, as I told you that yes, a crow has made the nest. Who has made this nest? A crow. Because a crow builds its nest on the top of trees, as I already told you. Students, the next question is, what things does the bird bring to the nest? So students, the answer is, the crow brings small insects and worms to feed its chicks or its young one. It also brings pieces of roti and grains. So what it brings? So it brings some insects, worms, a pieces of roti, grains to feed its young one. Then students, the next question is there any bird sitting in that nest? So the answer is yes. There is a bird sitting in the nest. So as you can observe in that picture that there is a one bird inside that nest. Then the next question is, do you think there are any eggs in the nest? So the answer is yes. There are some eggs in the nest. So as you can see in this picture, that you can see that already there are some eggs inside the nest. Then the next question is, can you hear any sound like chee chee from the nest? The answer is yes. I can hear some sound like chee chee from the nest. So who is making that kind of sound? A chick of a crow making such sound like chee chee. Then the next question is, if there are chicks in the nest, what do the parents' birds bring for them to eat? So students, the answer is, the parent birds bring grains, pieces of roti and small insects and worms for the chick to eat. Then students, the next question is, how many times in 1 hour do the birds come to the nest? So the answer is, the male and the female crow come 2 or 3 times to the nest in 1 hour. So students, let us look at the answers again. First number is that, what things do the birds bring to the nest? So the answer is, the crow brings small insects and worms to feed its chicks. It also brings pieces of roti and grains. Then the sixth number question is there any bird sitting in the nest? So the answer is yes. There is a bird sitting in the nest. Then the seventh number question is, do you think there are any eggs in the nest? So the answer is yes. There are some eggs in the nest. Students, the eighth number question is, can you hear any sound like chee chee from the nest? So the answer is yes. I can hear some sound like chee chee from the nest. Then the next question is, if there are chicks in the nest, what do the parents' birds bring for them to eat? So the answer is, the parent birds brings grains, pieces of roti and small insects and worms for the chicks to eat. Students, the last number question is, after how many days did the chicks leave the nest? The answer is, the chicks leave the nest and fly away after about 1 month. So students, these are the answers of the question. That is already the questions are given in your textbook. Students, the 10th number question is, how many times in 1 hour do the birds come to the nest? So the answer is, the male and the female crow come 2 to 3 times to the nest in 1 hour. Then the 11th and last number question, after how many days did the chicks leave the nest? So the answer is the chicks leave the nest and fly away after about 1 month. Students, there is another point. And why birds build nest? So the birds use the nest to lay their eggs. After the eggs have hatched, the chicks have grown. Then they leave the nest. Now students, here there is one question, that imagine that how it would be if we also had to leave our homes as soon as we learn how to walk and talk. So students, as we also have to leave our homes just like birds. So if we find ourselves in a similar condition, we cannot live independently like birds. If we have to leave our house while we are still children, we will not be able to get proper education, good food and good housing and other material facilities. We too will have to live a life similar to that of birds and animals. Students, after leaving their nest, where all the birds live, so after they leave their nest, different kind of birds live at different places. Some on trees, near or on water. Some live on land. Other animals also have different places where they live. Some animals live on land, under the ground, in water or on trees. After leaving nest, the birds live in different places. So I hope you will all going to understand the topics. In this video, the question that we have discussed, you have to write down in your textbook. So students, this is also the end of this video. I hope you will watch and understand this video. So students, thank you and have a